Good morning. Well, good afternoon, Professor. Today, two things that I want to discuss with issues related to stress is how people cope with stress. For example, a lot of people tend to lean in the modern society. We have access to these type of things, porn, drugs, that are non-alcoholic, and then alcohol, obviously, bad relationships, because of the sex for gratification of getting these relationships. What else? Loose relationships, because we have Tinder, Bumble, whatever. We have so many ways to cope with stress, but I don't think these are healthy ways because long term they have negative consequences. So what I wanted to look at was what are two healthy ways that we can apply, two healthy things that we can apply that can actually decrease stress. So one way that I've found that can decrease stress, and this is actually comes from Dr. Herbert Benson. He talks about meditation, and I remember when I was doing a program for MGH, they showed us a video of monks that had cold water not regular water poured on them, but it was pretty cold because it was outside, and the environment around them, I believe, was below 60 degrees or below 30 degrees or something outrageous. It was pretty cold outside. Um, and these monks, as they were having water well, it was like a wet T-shirt, really. They just put it on like around their necks or whatever. They began to actually create heat, right? And basically, what was found was that your mind has the ability to control your body. So what I want to discuss specifically is people controlling their negative thoughts. So ants, Dr. Daniel G. Amen talks about this as well. It's automatic negative thoughts. It's like if you can control your automatic negative thoughts, you will actually begin to decrease the stress in your body because your body cannot differentiate between actual pain and mental pain. Your cingulate cortex, I think that's what it's called if I'm not mistaken, it cannot differentiate between physical or mental pain. So if you don't control your thoughts, you'll put yourself into an actual state of pain and stress without you even being in a seriously stressful situation. So that's what the ants coming. That comes from rumination, where people constantly think about the same situation over and over again, even though they're not there. The second thing that I want people to be aware of. So we discussed the first topic, which is your thoughts. I believe I discussed. I don't know if I said in this video because this is my third recording, so I do apologize. I don't know if I said in this video we're going to be discussing exercise, but I think I'm going to move away from exercise and I'm going to move more into the second part. Which is meditation. So first we discussed controlling your negative thoughts, and next we're talking about meditation. Meditation, the reason that I like meditation personally is because what it basically does, it makes you aware to your body. So you're breathing the whole time, you're focusing on your breath in, your breath out. Your breath in, no, sorry, you're not focusing on your body, okay? It's a practice, it's a mindful practice of focus. That's a better way to put it, right? So you're training yourself to be focused. So you're breathing in and you're out, and these thoughts are coming to your head, right? And what you're trying to do is keep the spotlight on the breathing and away from your thoughts. Your spotlight, which is your consciousness, your focus, is going constantly to your thoughts because your mind's always running. So what it's training you is to control your thoughts, to be able to have control over your mind, to be able to focus on things that are more appropriate to focus on. For example, maybe you disassociate or whatever, right? And you may not notice when you go dissociate for a long time, and you ruminate in your head, and you basically leave your reality. I think Alan Watts talks about this. If you're constantly thinking, all you have to think about is thoughts, right? And then the thoughts become your reality. And it's like you're not actually living the reality. You're living this fake existence within your head that's may not even be up to par with what you're actually living. And that's Marcus Aurelius says this away. It's like we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And that's true. A lot of us do suffer more in imagination than reality. So we need to train ourselves to pause for a moment, especially when we're in a stressful situation, and realize that maybe the situation is not as bad as it is. And also when you constantly train your breath over time, I've noticed personally from my own findings, because I've done some tests on myself. I've noticed that when you find the calm in your meditation, you do it habitually. When you begin to breathe, it becomes much easier to come to those states of calmness. So those are just two things that I wanted to discuss for today. Two things that I've learned from trying to do my own personal research on stress in early adulthood. And I think this can always also apply to adults as well, and they can be effective in applying these methods. And the way that adults can apply it, what I recommend you start out with is you do 5 minutes a day for 7 days a week, or for 7 days, or do 2 weeks. 2 weeks is more effective, especially if you're slow start to things, creating habits. Then you do 10 minutes a day for another 2 weeks. Then you do 15 minutes a day for another 2 weeks. Then you do another what is it called? Oh, I can't even think. Another 20 minutes a day for another 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So you start out small and you move your way up. That's how you build habits. You build up momentum that way. Also, another way to build habits, in this case for stress, is I read this in the procrastination equation. It talks about you take steps towards that task that you're trying to accomplish. For example, if you don't want to meditate, right? Maybe you just go and sit down, right? Maybe you just cross your legs, right? Maybe you just take it one deep breath. Okay, that's one. Maybe you take two deep breaths. You know what I'm saying? So you slowly start going into it until your mind starts building the momentum for that task. But that's all we got to say for today. Thank you very much, Professor, and I hope you have a great day.